Hello, welcome back to Silverstone Shooting Centre. My name's John and I'm here on another programme about practical mini rifle. Now, thus far I've avoided talking about kit and equipment, but bottom line is at the end of the day you need to know about it. I don't want these shows to be a period of sales and ship type stuff that's going on, but you do need to know what to buy. So, the plan of this little short programme is to base what the minimum you need to get away with to the programme and then see how one's going to be competitive. Now, before I go on, you can spend hundreds. There are hundreds of people out there all selling all kinds of bolt-ons, fancy trinkets, and I'm just as guilty as the next person that bought them on my gun and taken them off again the following year. The bottom line, in terms of minimum requirements to go practical shooting, is that you need a gun, you need some magazines, you need your eye and ear protection, and you need bullets. Okay? Anything else you need, frankly, you don't need to worry about it. But let's go through some details. Okay, first of all, I'm low on the range. The gun is empty. In fact, I've got no ammo here at all from it. Not shooting at all this one. The idea behind is that you will need a semi-automatic firearm. Okay, shooting 2-2 ammunition. Sadly, that's as much as we can get away with in the UK. My viewers in the States and the countries, yes, you can taunt your 223 ammunition at me all you like. I can't shoot it here semi-automatic form, so we have the 2.2 and we love it all the same. So, lots of options. This is a Smith & Wesson 1522. It's by far the most common rifle used in mini rifle, but there are lots of others. Spikes, CMMGs, all kinds of different versions out there, and all got their fans, and they're all very good. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and criticise different rifles. We use these in Silverstone Shooting Centre. I use these to compete in. The majority of top shooters, I would argue, have played around or have gone along with these guns in the process. They're cost effective, about 500, 600 pounds when you get them from. Obviously second hand a bit cheaper. It's just slightly more custom, which I'll go through in a second. But bottom line, a nice simple semi-automatic rifle with a minimum 25 round magazine is quite important. There are some guns out there that have 10, 15 round magazines. They're perfectly acceptable. You're not going to win jack. You need a 25 round magazine minimum in some of these competitions. Of course, of fire, you'll spend half the time reloading. Go on the rifle itself. This is slightly different. Obviously, once you have your gun, you need to put your optics on. Now, I've mess around with this with different stocks, etc., and different grips and different triggers and different ambi safeties, etc., all the time. For my personal gun, it's a custom made one for me. It's with a performance sensor lower. It's with a Hogue stock, Hogue grip. It's an ambidextrous safety, so I can shoot left and right handed. I have a carbon fibre barrel, carbon fibre arm, a fore end, and a Wildcat moderator, which some people complain about. I think they're great. Fitted with mine, slightly different. I have double optics. Now again, this is quite common for those people who shoot flying a longer distance. I have a Vortex Viper PST 1:4 power scope, which I tend to zero in, and I'll cover zeroing later on, above 50 metres, and I have an aim point red dot sight, which is fitted at a canted angle, so I can shoot a short distance. This I tend to use targets up to about 20-30 metres, and then 20-22. As you can see, it's a canted. I'll show in terms of picture. You see there's the scope on the top, and then there's a dot on the side. Now what basically means that I'm shooting at a canted angle at shorter distances with a dot, and then I'm onto the scope otherwise. Don't need to do it that way. It's great for me. A lot of people use it, but it's not required. You could even shoot iron sights. There's actually a Division 4 iron sights. So in terms of you can just get a rifle, sights, off you go. You don't need to spend mega millions like this silly thing is worth. Okay, so first thing is take your pick, 25 round magazine, and then go from there. The best thing to do is shoot a few competitions, talk to other people, have a try a few guns, because it may well be that may be great for them, may not be great for you. Once you've got your gun sorted, you're going to need a few other things. First of all, magazines. Now in terms of magazines, minimum of 5 in all honesty. You can get away, most courses of fire will definitely use 1, maybe 2, but you always want to have 1 spare and ideally 2 spare. When you go through a process in terms of magazines, etc., you're loaded up, you get a jam on that rifle or jam on the process. 9 times out of 10 rifle malfunctions are based on a magazine feed. So lots of different magazines is the idea. I think we've got about 30 here. But ideally you want to have 2, 1 on the gun, if you want to load your start obviously, and 2 or 3 on your belt at any time. Belt I'll cover in a second. You can use mag couplers. I tend to use them, which are basically mechanical items to stack 2 magazines together to enable you to load quite quickly. It does depend on the course of fire. I tend to use a mag coupler because I think it's quicker than actually going to your belt, but there are different ways of doing it. Again, it's not compulsory, something to try. Once your magazines, obviously, you need to put them somewhere. Right, this is a Ghost belt. Bit weird, it's all Velcro. So the whole thing is 2 separate belts. One's the Velcro with the cuddly side on, want a better phrase, hairy side. That goes through your belt loops, and then you've got one with a hook side that goes on the outside, and it goes on. It basically means that whilst it holds your trousers up, quite useful for someone like me, but also holds your magazines absolutely rigidly. As you can see here, I've got 3 magazines here. These are fast mags, but there's loads of manufacturers around them, the answer. And the same thing behind these things is that they are quite a solid way of holding your magazine in place, but fast. So go both ways up. I tend to load mine up with the magazine up, because I tend to load, from my perspective, up and out. So as you can see, the magazine sits quite nicely on it. It's a very quick in and out. Okay, you will need some kind of magazine holder. Some people run around with them in their shorts or in their t-shirt or in their pockets. Not really advised. So a pair of these, for example, I've got in here, I've got a 3 mag holder, so I can run around with 3 magazines on and one on the gun if need be. Okay, so the bare minimum, I think, in terms of competitive shooting is gun, magazines, some kind of belt to put them on, but also other things like safety equipment. So eyes and ears. Now, when I'm doing these videos and I'm practicing, I tend to shoot with an over-ear muff like this. Sounds rude, but I find these sometimes actually foul on the stock when I'm actually shooting in terms of speed wise. So when I'm competing, I use these little in-ear molded things. I won't say too much, they're disgusting, but they sit inside your ear and stop you getting obviously deafened by gunfire. Some people actually double ear and outer in terms of what the hearing's like. But you will need something on those lines. I tend to, again, use these when running around and these when competing. And secondly, eyewear. Must have eyewear, must be not necessarily ballistic proof, but certainly recommend that. Normal glasses can be okay. And again, I run a yellow tinted lens, just suits me. There's no right or wrong. I'm not trying to let something out of the chips, but in terms of it suits me, in terms of low light especially. Obviously in sunshine, I wear darker shades. Nothing like shooting in Oakleys. That's your bare minimum. Eye protection, ear protection, mags, belt to hold them on, gun, obviously bullets. You've probably seen our 2.2 test. We recommend the Gecko 2.2 ammunition and also the RWS semi-automatic ammunition. But whatever your gun likes, certain guns like certain ammunition. Go with what your gun likes, that's the crucial thing. And then you can spend all kinds of money on optics and red dots and that kind of stuff. We recommend the aim point, mainly because this is a military grade red dot sight. It's not cheap, they're about 700 quid. But the washing regime for one of these is chuck it in a bucket of water. Some red dot sites probably give you a special cleaning cloth, and don't take it out in the month of November. Not these things. Literally, you could chuck them in the mud and shoot with them. They're great things. And we've got about 15 here, and not one of once I change a battery on them, not once actually got lost to zero. It costs money. These are the guys that the CTSFO use in terms of training in the UK. So for the armed rifle stuff, it's good enough for them. I guess it should be good enough for me. In terms of scopes, etc., I tend to use Vortex. Is that right or wrong? Great scope. Very useful, very popular. I've been running a 1:4 power. You don't really know to go much more than that. 1:6 are getting more common and more popular, and certainly as we start to extend our distances in shooting, certainly here we shoot 100 metres. But in terms of UK, most courses are far a little bit shorter. You won't need more than 1:4. In fact, I know some very good shooters who have no power scopes at all, just running dots. It all depends, of course, of fire and where you're going. Here we shoot up to 100 metres, so we tend to run both, but it depends where you're shooting and how. And again, take your pick. Thing about it, you don't need to spend billions of pounds on scopes. The recoil from the 2.2 is not significant, so your cheap and cheerful airsoft and airgun scopes won't survive because the recoil's too big for them, but anything else is not going to cause a problem with them. The main thing about it is get what you like the look of, what suits you in terms of accuracy, in terms of how you're looking at it. For example, I shoot left-handed primarily, so all the scopes I have right-hand retica, have right-hand adjustments turrets on them. A lot of scopes now have left-hand turrets, which is not really helpful for me, and I shoot a canted gun. So it really is what you look to go for. Again, there's no right or wrong. Try, if you get to range with your mates there shooting, have a go on one of theirs. The crucial thing about it is making sure it cycles properly. You've seen some of the videos, you get a jam. You don't get a right to stop and say, excuse me guys, I'll stop, my gun's not working. Just carry on. That's what you have to do. So reliability is crucial in this. You won't win a match if you have jam after jam after jam. But you don't need to spend hundreds of pounds. Well, yeah, you do. Thousands of pounds. You can spend it if you want to. It may make you better or worse, but you don't need to. You can certainly turn up with a gun, magazine in your pocket, with an iron sight on it, and off you go. Enjoy yourself and have fun. As you go, in terms of doing different things, you'll enjoy it. There's a process behind it, but it starts to get mad when you get pairs of race guns or all kinds of stuff. That stupid bit like me do. Hope it's useful. By all means have a look at the magazines, go to the shows, etc, have a look around the place, but really the idea here is to get an idea what to buy, how to try. Best thing of advice I can give is try small and build up. Don't go out there buying everything under the sun from angle, foregrips and all kinds of stuff. We're going to go through hand positions and shooting positions a bit later on, but in terms of what you buy, hopefully keep you sensible. Okay, thanks for watching. Again, as ever, subscribe, like, check. Any comments you got, always happy to hear them. Thanks for watching. Okay, cheers.